I've been working on my tiny toy hauler, and one of my tough decision points has been the wheels and the tires. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So first things first, whenever I ordered my axle, I had the option of the bolt pattern that I want to use, and the two options I had was 5 on 4.5 or 5 on 5. And what that means is the distance. First, the first number 5, how many lugs is on the wheel, and then the second number is the distance between I think two opposing lugs. So it was 5 lugs, 5 inches between these two. Hindsight, I probably should have gone with 5 and 4.5, and I'll explain why in just a minute. I ended up going with a 5 on 5 bolt pattern, and I kind of have regrets on that. The reason I chose 5 on 5 is because I'm going to be pulling this thing with the Jeep Wrangler, and the stock Jeep Wrangler wheels are 5 on 5 bolt pattern. And so I was thinking, well, if the tires on this match my Jeep Wrangler, then I don't need another spare tire. I can use a spare tire on my Jeep Wrangler, and then that saves a little bit of cost. Plus, it would be 32-inch tires on this thing. It'd look pretty sweet. And Jeep Wrangler wheels and tires are pretty easy to come by because a lot of people buy Jeep Wranglers and then they immediately change out the wheels and the tires. So I found a ton of them on Craigslist for sale for reasonable prices, actually cheaper than what I'm going to end up having in the tires and wheels that I have on here. So when the axle came in, I actually got it all fabbed up and working and roughed in on the actual trailer frame. Then I went and pulled my spare tire off my Jeep Wrangler, and unfortunately it did not fit. It needed probably like another 3 inches of clearance, believe it or not, because they're so wide. These trailer tires aren't very wide. Now I probably could have custom built an axle, because that was an option too. Ultimately, I decided to buy an axle because once I priced out what it was going to cost me to build my own axle, it was only like $100 more to have it professionally done, and then the plates and everything would have been trued up exactly right. That would have been a tough task for me to do. I'm always up for a task, but ultimately sometimes you just decide it's better and probably safer and smarter just to buy a professionally built one. But had I built this thing custom, I could have made it any length I wanted to and placed the spring centers wherever I wanted them. And I think some companies that you can custom order axles let you do that. I could have gone with a little bit longer hub face and a smaller spring center, but I didn't. The axle already came in. I already bought it. I'm not going to return it. I'm just going to work with what I got. So that was kind of a bummer, but I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll, let me do some research. Well, I definitely don't want to use Chinese tires on my trailer. I've had plenty of bad experiences with those. In fact, one of the tires I have on this thing right now, just to kind of stub it out, is a Chinese tire that was a spare tire, and it's 5 years old, and it already blew up, and it was a spare tire. It didn't even have any weight on it, and it was covered. It wasn't just sitting out in the sun the whole time. I had a tire cover over it. But anyway, you all know that. Those Chinese trailer tires are junk. So this is a Carlisle. I borrowed this tire from my car hauler because it has 5 on 5 bolt pattern. It seems like 5 on 4.5 though is probably a lot more popular or standard for this size of a trailer or axle. And the reason I say that is because I decided to order some passenger car tire radials, which are these Coopers right here. This is a Cooper Discoverer AT. I bought this at Walmart. It's got a nice aggressive tread pattern. This is a 235/75 R15. So it's only slightly taller than the actual, I think this is a 205. Let me double check that. Yeah, 205/75 R15. So it's like an inch or two taller. It's not a whole lot bigger. It's wider. It looks a lot more aggressive. It will still fit. There's clearance there, so that's not a problem. That's what I ended up going with, and I bought those things on Walmart.com for $74 a tire. I thought that was a really good price considering I think these Carlisles actually cost more than that, and I like those Coopers a lot better. Now the problem is those, according to the specs on the tire, they need a 6-inch rim. These are 5-inch rims, so now I have to get a rim, no problem, right? So I go online and I order a 5 on 5 by a 6" by well, I guess it's 15 by 6 5-on-5, and I order 3 of those, and it says, you know, they're currently out of stock and they'll be in like 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, that's not a problem. So I waited and waited, and then the day where it said that they would now be in stock, I checked and they still weren't in stock. So I asked, and the new estimated time of arrival is May. It's currently December, so I don't want to wait 6 months. Hopefully I have this, you know, I don't know. Am I going to use this thing in the next 6 months? I don't know if I would or not. I don't have a trip planned. Of course, once I get this thing done, I'll probably plan a trip and go use it quickly after. But really, that's kind of a holdup because I need the tire before I put the fender on, and I need the fender on before I can really iron out where I'm going to put the door, the step, and all that other good stuff. So the tires and the fenders are kind of critical. I really need to do something. So anyway, there's 5-on-4.5 available everywhere. I find them on eBay. I find them on Amazon. I find them on Walmart, and I find them on eTrailer, Northern Tool, all the they're everywhere. They're at Tractor Supply. They're at Atwoods. You can just buy one off the shelf if you needed one. 5-on-5 is definitely a lot harder to come by. So, so kind of in review, the 5-on-5 was my first mistake. I wish I did 5-on-4.5. The second mistake was, had I known that the wheels were going to be so hard to get, I probably would have gone with a tire that could mount on a 5-inch rim instead of a 6-inch rim, because there are 5-inch rims available. That seems to be a lot more common than 6-inch rims. So that's what I have so far on the tires. This I'm borrowing from my car hauler. The one on the other side is the spare from the car hauler, which is blown out. So if it doesn't last, I'm going to have to just take another one of my normal tires off the car hauler. And that's really, I've just got them on here. They're not the right size. I just got them on here so I can kind of move around and make progress with the next steps on this thing. So I do have a question for my viewers. When it comes to a trailer, I can go, I mean, I ordered silver wheels. They have white available. They have black available. I'm curious what you guys think looks best on a trailer. I think an actual like car tire, an aluminum rim would have looked better, but unfortunately I didn't come across any of those. Had I known of a vehicle, a car that had 5-on-5 bolt pattern that was a 15-inch rim, I don't know how you even research that, but had I known that, I would have just gone to a junkyard and bought some of those. And that probably would have looked cooler. It would have been just something unique instead of just a steel rim. But anyway, so my question for my viewers is, what color do you vote on? Which one do you prefer? I ordered silver, but I'm not opposed to painting it if I come up with a good color scheme. And then the next question is, white letters or black letters? So the Cooper, I can choose the black side out, or I can choose, right now it's blue, because it's got that like stuff from the factory on it, but as soon as it rains, all that washes off. It would be white letters. What's your preference? Do you like the white letters out or the blue letters out? Let me know in the comments section. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos on my tiny toy hauler build. Thanks for watching.